Was he feeling bored that night? I'm just trying to curious, like, what his last name was, because this was December 6th at about 9 o'clock at night when he approached me.
Oh, I know all about it. They went on 2 calls there that night. And the second one, they shot you with a stud bag round.
Right.
The residents on Broad Beach Road called in about you.
Okay, when I took that ride from him that I didn't necessarily want to take because I like the exercise and walking home on my own, I just wanted to prove to him to show where he already knew who I was and where I lived, because he came out on a different call probably about a month and a half or 2 months ago, someone who's looking at our property who was swerving on PCH and they had to follow her. When he approached me that night, already knowing where I live, saying, "Where do I live?" I decided to take the ride from him to show him where I lived. And the whole thing shook me up. By the time I got to my house and realized when I accepted the ride from him that I dropped some money on the ground that I went back down to try and retrieve. And when I went down to try and retrieve that money, I had an incident where a car almost hit me in the dark. And that's why I went on to the rage, the thing where I was thinking a lot about my landlord not paying me for all the work I was doing for him and the amount of mold that the house I was living in had that wasn't being cleaned up, and just how I'd been wanting to move from that property for a while to something cleaner in the area, but there's not a lot of other rentals that are available. I was holding in a lot of stress behind that rental. Had that rental not been so stressful, having your police officer approach me wouldn't have bothered me so much. But I have a lawsuit against my landlord, the way he was making me work for free at that property. And, my sister's telling me not to sue him. So I guess I'm not going to.